You often hear alcohol runs in the family. But what does this mean? Is someone more prone to becoming an alcoholic because of genetics, or is it a learned behavior? Like many families in America, I have several relatives that are alcoholics. I have seen the awful effects it can have, both socially and professionally. So I want to know, am I prone to becoming an alcoholic? For my project, I tried to tackle the long unanswered question of how is alcohol abuse perpetuated from one generation to the next. Let's start with the research in genetics. This year, researchers from the Centre of Youth Substance Abuse, the University of Queensland, and the Mental Health Centre in Queensland, Australia, published a study to investigate the role of two polymorphisms in the dopamine and serotonin receptor genes in modulating impulsivity-related alcohol cognition. The findings found the H2R2A serotonin gene was directly related to positive alcohol expectancies, drinking refusal self-efficacy, and alcohol misuse. This is the first study to document an association between H2R2A and alcohol-related cognition. This study was important as the results indicated that a specific serotonin gene could be responsible for alcohol misuse. And for decades, researchers have used animals to study addiction, including alcoholisms. A recent study conducted by researchers from the Indiana School of Medicine has made what many consider a breakthrough using rats to investigate a genetic link for alcoholism. They conducted whole genome sequencing in the rats that were either compulsive excessive drinkers or completely abstinent from alcohol. Through their research, they discovered consistent alterations in several genes and neurological pathways previously unassociated with alcoholism. This is significant as this study has strengthened the genetic basis of alcoholism. And along with animal studies, research of human twins has also been examined in determining if alcoholism is genetic. Specifically, those studies that compare identical twins with fraternal twins. In one of the largest twin studies ever conducted, researchers from the University of Washington and the University of Queensland followed a total of 5,889 participants, including male and female twins. This study revealed among male identical twins, when one twin was alcoholic, there was about a 50% chance that the other would at some point also be an alcoholic. And among female identical twins, there was a 30% chance that if one was alcoholic, the other would also one day be an alcoholic. But has this genetic research unequivocally proven that alcoholism is only genetic? The predominant answer by most researchers indicate it is a combination of both. According to the National Council on Alcoholism and Drug Dependence, while genetics make up 50% of the risk for alcohol and drug dependence, not all people who use alcohol and drugs will become addicted, dependent, or even use them regularly. Ultimately, addiction is influenced by many factors, including a person's environment, parents, expectancies of what drinking or using drugs will do, and one individual responsible to drugs and alcohol. And while a family history of alcohol or drug dependence is known to contribute significantly to the risk of a child developing the same condition, genes are not the sole determinant of alcoholism or drug dependence. Earlier this year, the Alcoholism Clinical and Experimental Research Journal presented the results of a study on adolescents to determine the role of family disorganization in interaction with genetic risk. Delay discounting is the decline in the present value of a reward with delay to its receipt. Value declines steeply with shorter delays, but more shallowly with longer delays. In this study, they used a monetary delay discounting question. They chose between an immediate reward or larger future reward. They asked questions such as, would you rather have $49 today or $60 in 89 days? Using results from an independent sample, they created a polygenic risk score consisting of dopamine genes to index genetic risk for delay discounting. The results indicated the effects of family disorganization played a larger role in adolescent alcohol misuse than the genetics. In conclusion, there is no clear evidence to suggest alcoholism is genetic. There is clear evidence that individuals with a family history of alcohol abuse have a greater chance of alcoholism. However, many people with alcohol misuse in their family never become alcoholics. It does appear researchers may be coming close to finding the addiction gene, but environmental factors certainly play just as important role in determining alcoholism. One thing is for certain, this topic will be continued to be studied, and it will be interesting seeing the future studies.